Welcome back, everybody. Today we're here to talk about The Walking Dead and their plan for the future of the show in terms of the comic book ending. Now, I'm sure everybody by now knows the comic book has ended, so in today's video, we're going to go ahead and talk about what Scott Gimple said about the show and where it's headed, and it kind of gives us a good idea of the storylines that are going to come in the future and then stuff that's going to be coming afterwards, because it does look like the show will continue past the comics, which is a really interesting thing to think about. Before we get into it, I will give a spoiler warning for the comics because we are going to be talking about how it ended and all that kind of stuff. So in case you are reading the comics right now, like you're reading it issue by issue, I don't want to spoil it for you. But with that being said, let's get into it. Alright, so by the looks of it, it looks like the show will be lasting longer than the comic book, which says a lot because of where the comic book is headed. We can kind of discuss and what's going to come after that, as well as the new comic book that Robert Kirkman just came out with, all that kind of stuff. But we're going to go ahead and read exactly what he said. Now, this interview comes with comicbook.com. Credits to them. Gimple had an exclusive interview with them. I'll leave the link in the description if you want to check out the entire article. But this is what he had to say about the TV show and comic. So he said, "It's always been about fulfilling the spirit of the book," Gimple said during an exclusive interview with comicbook.com. "When I read that last issue, I was like, I want to see more of this. I want to see more of this world that he's laying out." And Kirkman even was like, "Hey, you see what I did there? See how much story is there? How about that?" That's kind of funny because for Kirkman, I guess, you know, the comic book, it's with the comic, it's one issue per month, you know. So you know, that comic has been going on since 2003 and it just ended last year. You know, that was one heck of a run. So it totally makes sense why Kirkman would want to end the comic. Now, obviously, the TV show, I think, is moving at a much faster rate. Because of its 16 episodes per season, and with 16 episodes in the season, they cover a lot of the issues. So the TV show is moving a lot quicker. I mean, yes, it's been going on for 11 years, so not that much quicker. Well, we'll see. I think they will get to, because the comic, if it started in 2003 and it ended in 2019, that was 16 years of comics. And right now, The Walking Dead is on season 11. So we'll see if it. I don't think it will take him till season 16 to get where the comic is ended. I think they're gonna get there a lot quicker. So I think that's why. I know for TV show is way different though. TV show versus comics is totally different conversations, because a TV show is, 10 seasons for a TV show is. That, like, I mean, 10 seasons is on the longer side of it. You know, most TV shows don't even make it 10 seasons, let alone 11 seasons, and now it's probably going to go to 12 seasons. I mean, it's definitely going to go to 12 seasons, and then after reading this, I mean, it's probably going to go even further than that. So let me know what you guys think about that. I know we talk a lot about that on the channel, and just around the Walking Dead community in general. People are always talking about how long the TV show will last. But this is interesting. I mean, I think reading this, because the comic, Kirkman's comic is being followed by the main show. So when he says this, when Gimple is talking about the show lasting longer than the comic, I think he's obviously referring to the main Walking Dead show. The franchise might last forever. You know, the Walking Dead franchise might last for as long as we know. I mean, it could go on for 10, 20, 30 years. You know, maybe in like, I don't know, like in 50 years, maybe AMC wants to reboot it. Like, anything is possible. But we're talking about that main show that started in 2010. And I know a popular season number is season 12. A lot of people think season 12, including myself. I thought season 12 would be a good stopping point. But after reading this, now I'm kind of thinking like maybe season 14. 15 is a solid number. Like, I could see 15, happening. And TV shows do go to 15. It's possible. Like Supernatural went to 15. So it's not like it's not going to happen. And especially since there's no other show on AMC that is better, like ratings wise, than The Walking Dead. And The Walking Dead is still like a very highly rated show among all cable channels. On its 10th season, it's really up there. Not only that, I think Angela King has brought new life to the show. Season 9 and 10, the critical ratings also went up, like really went up. I think I know season 9 got like extremely well reviews, so I think that also brings new life to the show and sort of extended its life. But moving on, he said, we want to fulfill the book, but even in fulfilling the book, I think there's a lot more to go. Alright, so when he says we want to fulfill the book, I sort of get the idea that, okay, they're gonna finish out the book, they're gonna follow the comic book and bring that to the TV show, and then they're gonna go do their own thing. So in the comic, we technically are at the final chapter of the comic book. We're at the Commonwealth, which is like the final group, the final main group that they deal with in the comic book. It went from, the governor to Negan to the Whispers. We already have all that on the show done. Well, we still have to see the Whispers in the season 10 finale. But then after that, we have the Commonwealth. Then after the Commonwealth is when the comic ended. So we sort of are at that final area of, or I guess I could say like final chapter for the comic book, which is kind of insane to think about how far we've come for this show. So with that being said, I think we're safe to assume that season 11 will be the Commonwealth, right? And I think season 12 also will deal with the Commonwealth. I think it'll be. I don't think it's gonna last longer than that. I mean, it's probably just gonna be like season 11 and 12. And then based on what they said there, that they want to go further than the comics. It looks like we can probably expect a season 13, and I think that's when they can start doing their own thing, depending on how far along they want to go. After the comic ending, like do they want to go to season 13 or 14 or 15? That really just depends on them. That's not something we're not going to know for a while, and it depends on ratings. If the ratings are up, they're going to continue making the show. If the ratings are down, maybe they end it after the Commonwealth. I mean, I don't see the ratings going down that much in the next because the Whisper arc was amazing. I mean, like I said earlier, Angela Kang is doing a great job, which is, I think, bringing ratings back up. So I don't see that being an issue anytime soon. So it really just depends on the direction they want to go. And something that I'm interested in seeing is what if after the Commonwealth they bring back the CRM? Maybe the CRM plays an important role in the final Walking Dead episodes, Walking Dead seasons, I should say, and that could tie into the Rick Grimes movies. How would something like that happens? Because the Rick Grimes movies are going to be a trilogy, right? And we probably aren't going to see the first one until I would say late 2021 at the earliest, but we probably aren't going to see the first Rick Grimes movie until 2022, especially now since filming got delayed. So I mean, I would say like 2022 is when we're going to get that first Walking Dead movie, and that's going to be season 12. Well, let's take a step back now for a second. I just remembered the seasons also got delayed a year. So season 11 is not going to be until 2021. So that would mean 2022, we would get the second half of season 11 and the first half of season 12, if I'm correct, right? Because the seasons have now been delayed. And then 2022, so the end of 2022 will be season 11 or season 12A, and then 2023 would be season 13. No, season 12B, right? Yeah, that is so confusing. That's kind of crazy to think about. And then fall of 2023 is when season 13 will start. I mean, 2023 seems so far away, but season 13 doesn't. Does that make sense? Like 2023 seems like, but because the seasons have been delayed, an entire year, it just kind of throws everything off. That's so weird to think about. But the point is, the first Rick Grimes movie will probably come out in 2022. And I think by then they'll be done with the Commonwealth, and they're gonna start dealing with the CRM, and that's how we can tie into the movies. And they can set up the ending for the main TV show. Because as much as I love The Walking Dead, and as much as I love that main show, I want it to end eventually. Like, I want a good book end for those characters. I want a good end for Carol and Daryl and all those characters in the main show, and Judith and RJ. I don't want that main show to last forever. Like The Walking Dead franchise, again, that could last forever, and that's gonna be cool, and I probably will watch it. But I want that main show not to go on forever. I want that main show to have a good book end. So that's what I'm kind of thinking. I think that can that to me, that seems like what could possibly happen. That's sort of my theory, that I think you're gonna do the Commonwealth, and then after the Commonwealth, they're gonna do their own stuff. Because the comic has ended after the Commonwealth, and then that's when they can bring back the CRM and deal with and head towards like the ending for the TV show, because the CRM does not exist in the comics. If you think too much about it, it could get a little bit confusing, you know, like how the Commonwealth and the CRM might be similar and they might know each other and this and that, and it might be weird. And there's also the World Beyond, which is going to be 2 seasons. So, you know, the point is AMC has created its own thing. But after reading this interview, it seems pretty clear that the main show, will last longer than season 12, which is probably when the Commonwealth will wrap up. So now I'm kind of thinking like season 14 to me sounds like a good number. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. And Robert Kirkman does have, I have a review on the channel of a new issue for The Walking Dead that recently came out called Negan Lives. It is a continuation of his Walking Dead story, but just following Negan. And at the end, it kind of sets up like the possibility of new adventure. So I think there's always going to be possibilities. And, you know, if you want to go check out that issue and let me know what you think, or if you want to go check out the video and let me know what you think about, because in the video I talk about how this could work for the TV show or AMC. I don't know if AMC would want to do that in like a spin-off form or a mini-series or something like that. But it could also just work for the main show on its own, you know? You know, there's always like B stories in the main show. You know, we always have like some group members over here and some group members over there. So it could work for the TV show, you know? So I think the possibilities are, you know, there for the Negan Lives, but in terms of this interview on its own in the Walking Dead comic that is now officially ended, it looks like they're going to be continuing further than the comic. So again, I'm kind of thinking like season 14. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. I am going to wrap it up there for this video, so hopefully you guys did enjoy. I just wanted to share this information and talk to you guys about what do you guys think it could mean. Definitely interested in to see what people think about all this. How do you think the show will end, and when do you want the show to end, or when do you think the show will end? Let me know all your thoughts and opinions. Again, I'm going to wrap it up there, so hopefully you guys did enjoy. If you did, be sure to leave a like rating. For more Walking Dead videos, be sure to subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching, everybody. Please stay safe, and I'll see you guys soon.